Hello everyone, this is Bridget with Horse Auctions USA. We are gearing up for the Ocala Horse Sale Winter Horse Sale this weekend, January 5th and 6th in Ocala, Florida. Horse Auctions USA will be providing the online bidding for Ocala Horse Sale, so I thought we would take a minute and go over online bidding, how it works, how to navigate the online catalog, and all things about the online that I think you might want to know. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to see things kind of demonstrated in front of you rather than reading paragraph after paragraph of instructions. So that's what we're going to do with this video, and hopefully you find it helpful and it answers your questions. So let's get into the basics. The who, what, when, where, all that good stuff. Like I said, we're talking about Ocala Horse Sale. That will be this Friday and Saturday. Sale day is actually Saturday, but we do have stuff going on all day Friday too. And that is at Southeastern Livestock Pavilion in Ocala, Florida. Big selection, over 240 head of horses. Outstanding selection of horses. Top quality. All sizes, shapes, colors, disciplines. It's truly an impressive set of horses in one area. If you want to kind of check out all the basics about the sale itself, you can go to ocalahorsesale.com. It's going to tell you a little bit about the company, accommodations, if you're coming into town, hotel and camper RV hookups, all that good stuff. So a good resource, definitely check that out. The other thing that if you don't already follow, you need to, is Ocala Horse Sale on Facebook, because this is where a lot of stuff happens. This is where we'll kind of keep you guys updated as things go on. And for the Friday activities, this is where you're going to follow those. Again, Horse Auctions USA does the online bidding portion of things, but we're also going to webcast some of the happenings on Friday. And in order to catch all that, you're going to want to be on the Ocala Horse Sale Facebook page. It looks just like this. And like I said, it is Ocala Horse Sale. Super easy to find. So what's going on Friday? Well, let's talk about that. Couple of really neat events Friday. Horsemanship Clinic with Kevin Raber at 11 o'clock. Okay, that'll be going on. And then at 1 o'clock, Shane Vaughn will be giving a ranch riding clinic. So two really good clinicians to check out, something that I think everyone will find very interesting. And you should definitely come over if you're in the area and see what they have to offer. Good guys with a lot of useful information. We're not going to be broadcasting the clinics themselves, but we will be broadcasting what comes after, and that is the trail horse competition. That's at 3 o'clock. And again, this is in Florida, so it will be Eastern Standard Time. So 3 o'clock Eastern, we will be streaming the trail competition, and that will be happening again here on the Ocala Horse Sale Facebook page. Following the trail horse competition, there will be open demonstrations. Again, we'll be streaming that as well here on the Facebook page. If you've watched our Friday previews in the past when we have like the trail competitions, it's probably been something that's been a point of frustration for us. It's a large arena. Those trail competitions take up a lot of space. So it's really hard to get the horse, nice and big on your screen, and still, get the whole course. We've actually got a few things up our sleeves for this Friday, something a little different. So those of you who've watched our previews in the past, I'm cautiously optimistic that you will be much happier with the feed this Friday. So we've got some changes coming there for the better, and I think everyone will enjoy that. So again, we'll be streaming on Facebook, and that is Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock trail competition, and then 5 o'clock-ish, the open demonstrations. If the trail runs over a little bit or what have you, it might be a little bit after 5, but should be right around 5 o'clock. Then Saturday morning at 9 o'clock is the preferred horse demonstration. The preferred session horses start at hip number 50. In this sale, they go from hip number 50 to hip number 76. Those horses have their own separate demonstration with a set of parameters they need to meet during that demonstration, and that too will be streamed on the Facebook page. So again, if you're not already following us here on Ocala Horse Sale, may want to put that on the to-do list for the day so you don't miss all the goings on. But let's talk about the online bidding. So maybe you can't join us this weekend and you're going to need to participate remotely, and we've got you covered. So with Horse Auctions USA, you can bid either from our app or from our website, and we'll go over both of those and all of the things that are available and how to make it all happen. If you're going to be bidding from your smartphone, your iPad, your tablet, any kind of mobile device, I am going to recommend that you get the Horse Auctions USA app. It is free to download, whether you're in the App Store or the Google Play Store, and there's a couple ways you can do it. The first way you can do it is on the device you want to download it on, you can go to horseauctionsusa.com, right? This is the website, and you can see right here it says Our App, and if you click on it, it'll give you the download options, whether you have an Apple product like this or you have an Android, Samsung, etc., the Google Play Store. It's free to download in either place. You will, if you're not going to do it that way, you will open your store on your device, and in the search, you're going to type Horse Auctions USA. It looks just like this. That's our logo. And then it will pop up and it will ask you if you want to get or install, whichever. And again, free to download. Don't be afraid of the app if you're not tech savvy. Our users who have it overwhelmingly enjoy the app. It's very, very easy to use, very, very user friendly. You do not have to be a rocket scientist to use it. You don't have to be some kind of tech guru. If you struggle just sending a text and making a phone call, you can navigate this. I promise. It's really, really easy. Okay. And it's just, as you can see, it's laid out really, really nicely for mobile devices, right? This is exactly what the app looks like. So that's the app. For those of you who are going to be on your computer or you just don't want to use an app, you are going to use your browsers. This will work in all browsers, Edge, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, what have you. I recommend Chrome because it tends to be the most up-to-date, but you can use whatever browser you're most comfortable with. You'll be all right. And you guys are going to type in your address bar, bid, B-I-D, and then a period, Horse Auctions, S at the end of auctions, USA.com. From here on out, whether you're on the app or on the website, the rest is pretty much the same. When you first come to the website or you first open up the app, like our name implies, Horse Auctions USA, we're all over the place. And so it's going to bring up basically the landing page, the main page with all the sales all over the place. And they're listed chronologically. We do have a livestock sale that we do once a month, and that is happening Thursday night. So since that Thursday obviously comes before Saturday, that's going to be at the top of the listings until Friday morning. And then when that's complete, it'll go, and Ocala will be right at the tippy top. You are going to locate Ocala. Here it is, and click View Auction. And the only difference on the app is that they're shown vertically, right? So they're vertical. So same thing, click View Auction. What that is going to bring up for you is this, and this is basically an index, okay, of all the horses, 240 plus of them. And that's all this is an index, okay? What you're seeing is one thumbnail photo and a little snippet, right? A little lead-in about the horse, if you will. That is not the whole listing, ladies and gentlemen. So if you go ahead and actually click on the index listing, what that will then do is open up the horse's main listing. And this is where you get all the good stuff, right? You've got the title up here, which will have the horse's name. It will tell you whether or not the horse has a video. And then it will give you all the footnotes, okay? So the full write-up. And then the main thumbnail, which is what you saw in the index. And if the horse has a video, and again, it will tell you the horse has a video, that's going to be your second thumbnail here. And it'll play right there, right in your browser for you, okay? And then if they have additional photos, you can scroll right on through them. Again, the preferred session horses, hips 50 through 76, they've got a little bit of extra stuff on theirs. So these horses, as you go through their complete listings, they're going to have pre-purchase exams as well as a set of x-rays up. I think almost all of them are up now. That's one of the last things that usually comes in, and we're often adding them during sale week, usually because sellers are getting them done as close to sale time as possible. So if you're kind of poking around in the preferred horses and you see somebody's missing a PPE or x-rays, they're coming. We just haven't got them yet. Almost, I think all. I don't think even almost. I do think it's all. I think this go round, everybody's x-rays are in photo format. So when you click on the listing, you'll be able to look at them like I'm doing now, just scrolling through the photos. Sometimes we get them in a viewable link. And if that's the case, it's going to tell you down here in the footnote. It'll be in bold, and it'll be, I'll usually make it a different color, and it'll be a link to click on to see the set of x-rays. But again, I think this time everybody's x-rays are in photo format. So that's how you can look through them. So yeah, go on through the index, and when you see something that strikes your fancy, and there's lots of things to strike your fancy, expand it and check them out. If you're looking for something very, very specific, you're short on time, or you have parameters that are very specific, you can use our search. So on the desktop app, you have a search bar up here. And then you also have this little search glass. And on the app, you just have the little search glass. So same thing. You just click it. And let's say I'm only interested in a roan. So if I type roan, it is going to pull up every listing that says roan in it. Or I am only interested in listings that have something to do with gunner. And there you go. So yeah, keyword. So you can use it at will. And if you're, again, looking for something very, very specific and you don't want to go through all of the horses, although let's be honest, don't we love going through all the horses? You can use that keyword search. So that's how you navigate things. Now, let's get into how we register to bid and actually placing that bid. So you'll notice under each and every one of these index listings, it says register to bid. And so you can click, as long as you're in Ocala Horse Sale, you can click under any one of the listings your little heart desires. It makes no difference whatsoever which horse you click register to bid under. Okay. Anyone that's in the sale gets you, going in the right direction. If you've never bid with Horse Auctions USA before, you're going to want to click here. So when you click register to bid, it's going to pop this little window up. And if you're brand spanking new to us, you've never participated or registered for an auction through Horse Auctions USA, don't put your stuff in up here, okay? You guys want to go down here where it says no account, sign up here, and click there. You're going to put your name, your email address in, make a password, make sure that's checked, and click continue. If you have been with Horse Auctions USA before, you guys, that's for you returning folks, email address and password. A note about this. If you've forgotten your password, and Lord knows we all do because everything is password protected, you can absolutely reset your password by clicking forgot your password and following the prompts. Now, I have had some people the last few months have difficulty getting that to generate a link to reset their password. And if that happens to you, please don't panic. Just reach out to me. Again, my name is Bridget, and I'll put my cell phone and my contact information at the end of this video, and it's all over the Horse Auctions USA site as well. If you'll shoot me a text letting me know you've forgotten your password and the reset's not working for you, and you shoot me the email that you're registered with, I'll reset it for you and send you a temporary password that you can sign in with and change it yourself, okay? So try this, and it generally works, but if you're just one of those people that it just doesn't want to cooperate for and it goes off into the cyberspace abyss, you just reach out to me and I will take care of it. Okay, so that's for my returning users. Now, when you guys register to bid, and this is very, very important, you're going to have to register with a valid debit or a credit card. And I hate that we have to do that, but we do, and this is why. We need to make sure that the people on the other end of that phone or that computer are real humans over the age of 18 with a valid payment method. So you do have to put in a credit or a debit card to register. And when you do, and you agree to the terms, Horse Auctions USA is going to put a $1,000 pre-authorization on that card. This is not a charge. Okay, let me repeat that. This is not a charge. It's a pre-authorization, a temporary hold, if you will, just like when you rent a car. It's going to fall off at the conclusion of the auction, happens automatically on my end, and it just poof, disappears. When it reflects on your end is really dependent on your bank. For most banks, it'll be the next business day. So in this case, Monday. Some banks might be Tuesday. And what will happen is you may very well, if you have mobile banking, get a notification that looks like a charge. If you actually open up your banking, you'll see it sitting there as pending, and it will never complete. It's just going to vanish like it was never there. Okay. Again, hate that we have to do it, but we have to protect ourselves and we have to protect the auction company from, all the scammers out there, because our industry is subject to it just like everything else these days. Now, should you be the lucky winning bidder, you do not have to use that card to pay for your horse. If you're a winning bidder, someone from the Ocala Horse Sale office will reach out to you shortly thereafter. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to win the bid and that you're going to get a phone call within 30 seconds. Give the girls just a little bit of time. The ladies in the office are very busy. They do a great job, and they will reach out to you just as soon as they're able to, and go over the payment methods that are available, what you're going to be using, pickup, and all that good stuff. Again, you don't have to use the card you registered with. You may pay cash or approved check at pickup as long as that's happening before Sunday at noon. Sometimes we can do wire transfers, although that is something I recommend you discuss with them beforehand. All that good stuff. If you do want to use a card, they will not have access to your card information that you registered with. Okay, so if you do want to use a card, they're either going to send you an invoice for you to pay with the card or get that card information from you. And that's why. It's because we keep your card information secure. Nobody can just pop in here and fish it out of the system. Okay, so that kind of just takes care of all that. So let's go ahead and see what things look like once we're registered. I'm going to get into my bidder account so we can play with this. I am going to recommend you guys that you select to remember me on this device, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. Okay, so now I'm logged in and I'm a registered bidder. So the reason I'm telling you to stay signed in is one of those things you learned from experience. So we know I'm signed in now, and the reason we know this is my name is up here in the upper right-hand corner, and now all my registered to bid prompts have changed and are asking me if I want to place a bid. So those are the big things that tell me, one, I am logged in, and two, not only am I logged in, but I am logged in and looking at a sale that I have already registered to bid at. It is a good practice to get into that every time you open your app or every time you open the website, the very first thing you do is make sure of that, because if you are planning on bidding live, I have had it happen to people before, so just trying to help you learn from their mistakes. You do not have to be a registered bidder to watch on Horse Auctions USA, right? Anybody in the world can watch, okay? They just have to punch in the website address and hit play. So I've had people, shop these horses. They're all set. They know which one they want. They're ready to go watch, bid live, all that good stuff. And so sale day comes and they're watching live and the horse comes in and guess what? They weren't logged in. And so they can't place a bid. And so they have to get back out and they have to get logged in. And it's an auction. It's fairly fast paced. There's a very good chance that you will not have time to get logged in and get back and get your bid placed before the horse is sold. So that's why I tell you, make sure that you select to keep you logged in. I mean, unless of course you're on a public computer or there's someone in your house that you don't want accessing it or something like that. Whether you opt to remain logged in or not, again, just a good practice. Make sure you see your name. Make sure the prompts have changed. So let's talk about how we place bids here. So we're going to cover the live bidding first, and then we'll touch on the absentee bidding, okay, and go over all that. This lot 0, sale information and practice bidding, is a dual purpose lot. It serves two very important functions. The first is that it's an informational lot, right? It gives you all the basics of the horse sale, right? This is where, whoops, got to learn how to click. Gives you all the basics about the sale, stuff you want to know, and practice bidding. So this is where you go to kind of get the lay of the land, get your feet wet, see what it looks like when you place a bid and get comfortable with the system. This is a no holds barred lot. Now, only this lot. If you bid on other lots, we're serious. That's for real. But here on lot 0, sale information and practice bidding, nope, no harm, no foul. Knock yourselves out. Have fun. I want you to play with this lot. I want you to get used to it. So it's sale day. I'm logged in. We're good. We're ready to go. You see where it says view live. You're going to click on, if you're starting at the very beginning, click on the first lot, or it'll say active, the active lot. So get that showing. Click view live. And the broadcast is obviously not live right now. So when it's live, you'll click view live, and then this main view will become the video view. Okay, and you'll have audio and video in real time, and then this is your bid button. There's no lag, there's no delay. Ocala's internet service is very, very good, and it is transmitted with absolutely no delay, which is really, really nice. You'll be able to hear our pedigree readers, and they're the ones who are going to give you all of the pertinent information about the horses, and then the auctioneer is going to start selling. I know some people have a hard time following an auctioneer. The auctioneer chant is confusing for them, and some people get really, really hung up on that. And I don't want that to happen to you. So if that's you, if you're one of those folks that have a hard time following auctioneers, never fear. The information, the stuff you need to hear, is going to be spoken, just like I'm speaking to you now. And then when the auctioneer starts selling, what you need to worry about is what he's asking for, right? The dollar amount. That's, 'cause at the end of the day, that's the key piece of information. That's our job. Our job is to make sure that this bid button in front of you reflects what he is asking for. So if you can't follow the auctioneer, don't panic. Watch this number. That's the ask, okay? So we're going to pretend that we're live right now and that I'm all about practice lot number 1 and he's asking for 1,000 and I am more than happy to go ahead and bid 1,000. So I'm going to click bid 1,000. Now, see how it says confirm bid? I have not actually placed this bid yet. I have to click twice. Okay, so if you click bid and then it says confirm bid, you have to click it again. Now there's absolutely no question that I am the high bidder. It's changed to green. I got fancy little stars here and it says I'm the high bidder. Okay, so for you folks who are planning on joining us live, that's a big thing. Make sure you know that. Okay, if it says confirm bid, you have not actually bid yet. Okay, so you need to confirm it and it'll do this. And then you know for sure, yep, I'm the high bidder. Now, if someone comes along and takes you out of the game, it's going to tell you you've been outbid and it's going to give you the next, this is what it takes to, get back in the lead and so on and so on. That's for my live folks, okay? Now, I am going to remind you when we're live, again, it's an auction, it's fast-paced. You don't want to drag your feet too awful long. Once the auctioneer says sold, and it happens every sale everywhere in America that I've ever done, at least once a sale. Someone either was in bad service or just kind of hesitated a little too long, and the auctioneer says sold, and as they say sold, an internet bid comes in. Once he says sold, it's over, right? It's all done, and there's nothing I can do. Okay, so then we can't accept the bid because it came in after the quote-unquote fall of the hammer, okay? So just keep in mind, again, auction, fast pace, so you don't want to drag your feet too awful long because, again, if your bid comes across our screens after he says sold, there's just nothing we can do, okay? And the horse is going to sell to whoever the last bidder was. So that's for my live folks. Now, why, if we're going to bid live, does it say I can bid right now? Well, that's because you can also place pre-bids or absentee bids, okay? This is a handy-dandy feature in a few different cases. The first and most obvious scenario is maybe you have to work, Saturday, and your boss is not interested in you purchasing horses on company time. Or you got a family function, you have something that's physically preventing you from being able to watch the sale live. That's the most obvious reason. There's a few other reasons that you might want to think about using absentee bidding. One of those is if you live in rural America or you're going to be traveling on Saturday. Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. Or you're going to be traveling on Saturday. If you are in an area with spotty service, like I said, we have really good internet in Ocala. And I have, I have every confidence in the world in the internet speeds there. However, what I have no control whatsoever over is the speed on your end. So if you're in an area with spotty service or you live out in the country, as, most people with horses do, and you may have, rural internet woes, think about that, because if there's a delay on your end, it could cause a delay for your bid to come in. So just, again, you guys know what you've got for internet at your house. If you're constantly, cussing at your computer or your TV, if you've got Hulu or something and it's always buffering or lagging or freezing up on you, maybe you want to think about, looking into the absentee bidding versus the live so that the lag doesn't hurt you placing bids. The other time that I tell people to think about using the absentee bidding is if you find big decisions under pressure, something that is just like emotionally taxing. And it is. Buying a horse is a big deal for the vast majority of people. And auctions are, again, relatively fast-paced. So big decision under pressure, that's just not everybody's cup of tea. And if that sounds like you, then maybe you want to think about the absentee bidding as well, because this is something, you've got from now until, sale time to really kind of shop and think about it and really kind of take your time, okay? So all of those cases, absentee bidding might be a good choice. So how does that work? You'll notice next to the bid button, there's a little drop-down arrow. And I'm going to use this practice lot. So if you click that drop down arrow, it says create a max bid. And that's exactly what it is. If you ever bid on eBay, this is the same kind of deal, right? You're going to put in the most that you're willing to spend. And I'm going to go with a low max here because I want you guys to play with this practice lot and get me out. So you think about it and say, you know, this is the number I'm comfortable at. That's the number that goes here. I want to show you what happens. All right. So you guys just watched me place a max bid for $3,000, but please note that I am still the high bidder for just $1,000. I've had people be afraid to use this feature because they don't want the computer to just wham, whap them in there for their maximum. It's not going to do that. The computer is designed so that when you place your maximum bid, you are in effect asking the computer to bid by proxy for you, to bid on your behalf. And so it is going to bid in your best interest, and its job, it is programmed to get you the horse, keep you in the lead for the lowest possible dollar amount, right? It's acting in your best interest. So the computer sees that I've already placed a bid for $1,000 and am currently in the lead, and I have a maximum of $3,000. It has absolutely no need to put me up here at $3,000. So don't be afraid that the computer is just going to start you out at your maximum. It's not. Now, if there's people already placing bids and somebody else has, say, a higher maximum than you, so for example, if I hadn't placed this $3,000 bid yet, and one of you had gone in here earlier and you had placed a $5,000 maximum, right? And I go ahead and I put my $3,000 maximum in, the computer is going to real quick try my bid against your bid back and forth until it meets my max, right? And then their max bid is still higher. So it's going to take me all the way to 3,000 real fast because there's another bid that was placed that was already higher. And it'll get to 3,000 and then it's going to say you've been outbid. Okay. So just keep that in mind. There's other people bidding as well. But that is how that works. Things I want you to know about using the absentee bidding. First and foremost, if we're bidding on practice lot here. So let's say you've got your absentee bid placed on practice lot. Practice lot comes in the ring and practice lot's owner says, by the way, forgot to put it in his footnote, but sometimes he cribs a little in his stall. So right then and there, that's a game changer, right? Because some people don't mind cribbing, and for some people, that's a deal breaker. And either way, whether you are, okay with it or not, it's not information that you were privy to when you placed your absentee bid. So we are going to take your absentee bids out. So if a horse comes in with an announcement that changes the way it was represented, or with something visible, like it's limping, or they had a fender bender on the way in and the horse is all cut up, whatever, something happened that changes the information that was available to you when you placed that bid, we're going to remove your absentee bids because we don't want you getting something that you did not bargain for, right? The playing field is no longer level. Now the floor bidders have information that you didn't have. So I want you to be aware of how we handle that as well. And it's for your protection that we're doing that. It's not that we don't want you to have that bid. And a lot of times, we can see when you're live, and I have a ton of people who use this option and still watch live. And I'll say, hey, Joe, I see you're on here and I see that you had a absentee bid on this. This horse is a cribber, so I'm taking you out. If you can live with that, you're okay with it, please feel free to jump back in, okay? Again, we're just doing that for your protection. On that note, just because you placed an absentee bid, it doesn't prohibit you from participating live. So for my rural or doggy internet people who aren't sure how the service is going to be, a really good approach that a lot of my bidders use is they'll place an absentee bid even though they're intending to watch live. That way the computer's kind of doing the work for them and they can keep an eye on it. And if they want to jump in and up it, they can. And you can do that. If you've got an absentee bid and you're watching live and it's getting real close to your max and you're like, you know what, I could go a little bit higher on that and I really do like this horse, you can jump in and do that. You absolutely can. So that's how the absentee works and all that good stuff. If there's a substitution or anything like that, we'll let you know. Obviously, we're not going to... this isn't really a sale where substitutions that we don't know about ahead of time are really an issue. But if a horse comes in under, a lot number that's different than that horse or whatever, we're going to open it up under a different number. So we're watching out for you. We'll make sure that everybody knows what the deal is and what's going on and what's in the ring and all that good stuff. So with all of that, I think that covers the basics of getting registered and how to operate the system. Again, use this practice lot. It's there for you guys to use, get comfortable with. I want you to play with it. If you've got friends that are bidding or whatever, knock each other out a couple times. You know what I mean? See how it works. Get comfortable with it and using those buttons. If you're using the app or using the website, see how it all operates. Then a few little housekeeping items. So payment, again, someone from the office will contact you. I know it's very exciting when you first win the horse. Try not to call the girls the second the horse leaves the ring and you've won the bid, because even though you might be done for the day, they're definitely not. And they've usually got an office full of people throughout the day. They are very, very, very good about calling our winning bidders fairly promptly. So you will hear from them. It just might not be immediately. Okay, just give them a little bit of time. They're going to go over what your payment method is, all that good stuff. Horses do need to be off-site by noon on Sunday. Understand if you're out of the area, sometimes transport just doesn't, line up quite like that. And that's okay. There is a layover barn that will pick up and layover board for a per day charge. We do have shippers on site as well. So we do have options, all these things that we deal with every sale. So it is not a problem. Don't forget to tune in to the trail competition and the demonstrations on Friday, again, starting at 3 o'clock, and that's Eastern time. You can register to bid at any time. Bidder registration's open now. Many of you have already registered, which is fantastic. You can absolutely register to bid in the middle of the sale. If we're selling hip number 100 and you decide to register, you sure can. However, having said that, if you have a hiccup with registration, it's a lot harder for us to help you live when we're in the middle of the auction than it is beforehand. I will say that if people have difficulty getting registered, getting everything to, go, it's a really easy process, but sometimes people hit a snag, and usually that snag is the address you entered doesn't exactly match the billing address for the card that you had to put on file. So pay attention to those addresses. I'm so sorry. I don't know why this keeps popping up. So pay attention to those addresses and make sure that they do match. That's usually the big problem. But again, if you have a problem, Amber and I are here to help. I will put our phone numbers at the very end of this video. And again, they're all over the site. They're here in the sale information lot. So thank you, everyone. I hope this was helpful. If you still have questions, please reach out. That's what we're here for. Good luck. Happy bidding. Happy New Year, everyone. And we will see you in Ocala starting on Friday afternoon.